Ladies and gentlemen, the California fire. When I woke up this morning, they said the fire was consuming 771,000 acres of land. Well, it is now up to 900,000 acres of land. That is absolutely insane for a fire to be that massive. And they got very little of it contained. Last night, I was looking at a story. They were calling for help in other states to send people in. The problem is the heat in California has been intense. They've been going through a massive heat wave, triple digits every day. And it's very hard for them to be out there fighting this fire in such intense heat, and plus you're getting heat off of the fire. So in many cases they had to back off. It just was not safe. And now, they said this one can actually be the biggest one in California's history. I mean, look at the stuff going on. You got COVID, you got the twin tropical storms, and you got the biggest fire in California history all going on at the same time. I mean, this is insane when I read about this fire. This thing, when, they said it was started by lightning strikes. And when I did my first story, it was 367 fires. I looked this morning, they said it's 500 fires. Can you just 500 fires going on in California right now? It is just crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, this video that you're looking at, this is from the Washington Post. And I got another story here from Fox News. So, two of the largest fires in California history burns thousands of acres. So, two of the top 10 largest fires in California history are currently raging across the state. And I was talking to True Royal, and she said the air quality is horrible in California. And she can literally smell the burning just sitting in her living room. She can smell all of the smoke and everything, which is terrible, especially if you have respiratory problems. So they are saying this was due to a lightning strike from a major storm they had early in the week. So this is crazy. I just cannot imagine. So they said it's more than 560 fires that have torched 900,000 acres so far. Many of them are small fires, but they have 12,000 firefighters down on the ground trying to put this thing, try to get it contained, because they're not going to put this out. Something this massive, 900,000 acres, you're not putting that out anytime soon. Mm-mm. So there are also 24 air tankers, 88 helicopters, and 1,000 fire engines on the ground in California right now around these fires. The wildfires took at least 6 lives so far and forced tens of thousands from their homes. State fire officials say 4 civilians have died, as well as a Pacific gas and electric worker and a helicopter pilot. Crews from a neighboring state, including Oregon, Idaho, Arizona, arrived to help control the spread of the fire. Many of the fires have been sparked by lightning strikes. And I do remember hearing that, when the fires first broke out in California. The fire concentration, the challenge that we're facing in the state, is now disproportionately impacting Northern California. And that is because that is close to 12,000 lightning strikes. Remember, I did my story on the lightning strikes? That is a hell of a lot of lightning strikes. Woo! Mm-mm-mm. That have to be the most high. 12,000 lightning strikes, 500 fires, 900,000 acres. No, there's only one force that can do that. Okay, so we are experiencing over a 72-hour California period. California Governor Gavin Newsom said Friday, you know, and they had plans to reopen. I don't think those plans, I don't think you're going to be able to pull those plans off in many areas in California now. You know, wow. I sure hope everybody is safe. And I don't know what people can do at this point. It's very difficult to say. It's just like those twin tropical storms going to the Gulf Coast. You got so many people in California that don't have jobs. So how do you evacuate real easily when you're not working? You don't have a good flow, and these politicians have ruined the $600 weekly benefit everybody was getting to. These people could definitely have used that now, couldn't they? But this is the situation the country is in. I feel for people in California. All I can say is be careful out there. And if you have to evacuate, evacuate, because you're not going to beat no raging fire like this. Absolutely won't. Just looking at this, looking down the road, I mean, the visibility is so poor. It's only so far your eyes can see. I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you to listen to.
The situation in California is really the result of a really intense, record-shattering heat wave that has gripped the region for well over a week, coupled with a relatively dry stretch of weather. I mean, they're in their dry season right now. So you get the heat, which dries things out even more. And then they had strong winds over the past couple of days. Then there was this other factor, which you don't normally see in Northern and Central California, which is a barrage of thunderstorms. There was lightning striking in San Francisco. It was quite gorgeous, but really unsettling for people who live there. So the big main fires are around the San Francisco Bay Area. The Napa area is affected. Sonoma Valley is affected. Regions southwest of Sacramento. But it's not isolated. This is really a Central and Northern California event. Some fire activity has been going on in Southern California as well. It's not, one or two big fires. We're talking about fire complexes. The thing that this has in common with previous wildfires that people may remember, such as the Santa Rosa, Napa Valley, Sonoma fires that turned deadly, as well as the Paradise Fire, which was the deadliest in state history. These fires have been fast moving. These fires have been explosively developing. They have exhibited extreme fire behavior. Firefighters have resorted to mostly trying to get people out of the way rather than really beating the flames back. When I say extreme fire behavior, I mean, everything from making their own weather and causing thunderstorms on their own to actually forming fire tornadoes, and not just one fire tornado, but around five of them. So nothing about these fires is tame, but they're not necessarily, thankfully, so far, causing the fatalities and injuries that past fires have had over the past couple of years. But they're also, very dangerous and fast moving.
Coming down the street, the first house was on fire, and then my neighbor's house was on fire, and it was gone. And I thought for sure mine was gone, but it's not. And God bless.
This is obviously, like any disaster in the United States right now, this is hitting during the time of the pandemic. And California has been quite hard hit by the pandemic in the last couple of months, especially. So emergency officials are having to take that into account. And there's some risks here because there are firefighters now coming into California from all over the United States. And they're obviously going to be fighting these fires side by side. That is outdoors, which is a lower risk, and they have protective equipment, but that's still a concern. And then for people who are fleeing fires at the last minute, if they're going to shelters that are indoors, they have to provide for social distancing and giving out PPE, so masks and that sort of thing. But a lot of the way that this is being done is that people are going to staging areas away from the front line of flames, and those are usually outdoors. So that lowers the risk of some sort of COVID transmission. I'm Andrew Friedman. I'm the deputy weather editor for the Capital Weather Gang at the Washington Post. I cover climate change and extreme weather events. And please go to WashingtonPost.com to see all of our continuing coverage of the.
Okay. So, wow. That's all I can say. Y'all be careful out there, and he's right. No matter where they go, you're taking a chance, by staying and getting killed by the fire, or going to a shelter and people are walking in there with COVID. Boy, it is a terrible situation when you really think about it. But you don't have a lot of options anymore. So if the fire is bad, you're going to have to evacuate, not unless you have family in perhaps a nearby state, or in another part of California that's far away from the fire. Wow. I like I said, if I wasn't living through this, I would never believe it. But California, they do have their fires every year, but not this massive. This one is definitely different. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.